I think I'm usually in bed this time of night. Haven't been sleeping very well lately. So let's see what we got what do we got on the TV? I haven't done a Facebook Live like in forever either. We were doing those happy hours and then we stopped because you can actually go to regular happy hour now. Although a lot of people ain't going to regular happy hour now because you got to wear a mask. Should I have a mask on? I don't think I have one in here. Do I? No. Oh, but it's just me in the house. I don't need a mask on. Well, my wife's in the house, but she's across the room in the house. So, what up? What up? What's everybody doing on a Friday night this late? Yeah, no, I just jumped on to beg a little bit, so I'm just waiting for everybody to get in here because what I need y'all to do is go to the iHeartRadio app or Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcast, and listen to my podcast, Talking to Myself. See, here's the situation. I am super close to 10,000 listens for the month. I'm trying to show the suits that I can get 10,000 listens in a month because my contention is that my podcast never gets any love. I go to the featured podcast page. It's never there to be seen. Although there's a bunch of other podcasts that I don't believe, scratch that, I know don't get as many listens as mine. But magically they're on the featured podcast page. I hear these promos for all these other podcasts and I'm like, well, what's up? Where's my love? And I am always of the opinion that I get slighted. So I'm curious. I'm curious as to how come I'm not getting no love from a podcast. So I figured if I show them I can get 10,000 in a month, then it's like, hey, what's up? Where's my love? And so I'm almost there. I'm like a couple hundred away, but I only have what, hour and 24 minutes or so to pick up the last couple hundred. So I need everybody to jump on the iHeartRadio app, or if Spotify's your thing, cool, but I prefer the iHeartRadio app. And just listen to some episodes. In fact, I don't care if you actually listen. You can ignore it in one ear and out the other. A lot of people do that when I talk anyway. So I need y'all to do that for me, please. My son Dalton loves you. Well, tell Dalton I said what's up. Online gaming right on. Ready for sleep. Got to work at 5 a.m. Oof. I got to do some stuff tomorrow too. I do some out of market stuff. But I wanted to wait on this storm to find out what was going to happen. And shocker, we don't really know anything different than we knew a little bit ago. How is the audio, by the way? I've not used this setup for the Facebook Live before. So how is it? Yes, you can listen to the episode more than once. Uh-oh. My Safe Touch notification just went off. Who's at my front door? That wouldn't make no sense to be at my front door this time of night. Pardon me. Oh, never mind. It's something in the backyard, but it's because of the lightning, I think. There's a frog in my pool right now. My wife is freaking out. I'm like, frogs are amphibians. It'll get out by itself when it's ready to get out, but she's losing her mind. You might have heard me in on 92.1 The Beat. Hampton Roads. Where's Hampton Roads? Like what city? Yeah, I think the volume goes up and down because I keep leaning further back, further back, further back. Maybe that's why, because I keep moving. I could sit here and like hold the microphone like I'm, hey everybody, but I don't really want to do that. Do I speak to Laura? No, I'm on Laura's station on the weekends. I don't speak to her like face to face, but we talk on social media and stuff. Maybe is this better? Maybe this is better. Um, the podcast is called Talking to Myself. It's on the iHeartRadio app. I mean, or Apple Podcasts or Spotify. You can get it anywhere, but um, you know, I would imagine they prefer I tell you it's on the iHeartRadio app. You can listen free on the iHeartRadio app. You don't need like a membership or anything. So yeah, that's better. Okay, well then I don't like it in the picture. It looks weird to me. Looks like I'm trying. Truth is, it looks like I'm trying to be cool. That's why I didn't put it there, and I wasn't trying to be cool. So that's why I didn't put it there. So there's that. I wasn't trying to be cool. This is a pretty cool setup. The way the new Facebook Live looks. Huh. Fancy. Fancy. This is my room in the new house. This is like um it's like a studio. I got some soundproofing you can't really see. I don't know if I can move this or not. So I made those soundproof panels with some help from the engineers. My little couch in the back to chill on. My Beastie Boys stuff in the back, and then you can't see this side, but my TV and my other soundproof stuff. And now you got Blair Witch headache going on. Yep, that's the one. You can listen to any episode. Listen to 10 episodes, however many episodes you would like. Oh, so everybody ready for this storm that's come? Well, it might not come. I mean, we were going to take the boat out, but it's like 14-mile-an-hour winds. That's not a good idea. I joke about riding off into a hurricane and faking my own death. I don't really want to ride off into a hurricane and fake my own death. So, oh yeah, the XL Mobile. Someone's listening to that episode of the podcast right now. The XL Mobile is ridiculous. It's, you know what? I like it because people on the XL Mobile are pretty honest, which is cool because I think you're a little more honest when you only have a phone number attached to you. Newsflash, 9 times out of 10, I can find out everything I need to know about you from your text on the XL Mobile. But there's still a little less censored on the XL Mobile because you can't attach a name to it. Um, but they say some pretty interesting things. There's a few people that I think just listen basically from start to finish to take shots and dig, but whatever. That's cool. I mean, I think I would do that too. Why not? Right. Well, I mean, I don't know. Someone said I wouldn't be faking my own death if I go into the hurricane. Spoiler alert, Dexter did it. Came out of Lumberjack. Gonna get a big ass TV tomorrow. Nice. How big? The potty mouth joke was corny, but it was funny. Can I read previous text on the XMO? Yeah. Yeah, I could open it here and read some to you guys. I don't know if Jaden got the job at Publix yet or not. He hasn't heard. They said it might take a couple of weeks with this whole thing. We're going to go in and have him ask to meet the manager just so he can put a name with a face and see how that goes. Yep. Well, thank you for listening all day. You want to get really crazy, you can listen all night too. Look for throwbacks on the iHeartRadio app, 6 to midnight. So technically, I'm on midnight to 6. So technically, I'm on midnight to 6 a.m. and then 6 to 10 a.m. Then I get a little break, and then I'm on again from 2 to 7. So technically speaking, well, I don't have to get up too early in the morning, so I don't have to go to sleep right now. Can you shout out my husband? His name is Baha. Right on. Where at in California? I'm on in California. I'm on in Sacramento on the weekends. Laura is not gone. She's in Tampa. So yeah, she's gone from our show. Norfolk, yes, I am on in Virginia Beach. In fact, one of my liners is a shout out to military base. So there's no such thing as working too much, really. San Francisco, I've only been there one time. I love San Francisco. It's so nice, but my God, you got to be rich to live there. So expensive, but it's beautiful. I work so much because someday they're going to tell me I can't no more. So I need to get in as many as I can while I can. First time mom, 3 month old, listening to the podcast helps relieve a little stress. Well, good. I'm glad, Emily. Yeah, I mean, everyone's a first time mom the first time. No, see, without getting too much into like, financial stuff, somebody asked, do I get paid for each station? That's not really how it works. Um, on the one hand, yes, I get paid for each shift on each station, but there's also like my overnights um, is not a show that's sent specifically to any one market. So it's sent to a lot of different places and it's on the iHeartRadio app. So that's a flat and then they can give it to whoever they want, or it could just live on the app or whatever. And then the ones I do individual markets, yeah. Well, thank you. I'm glad that we can make you laugh and stuff. Detroit is awesome. I do like Detroit a lot. She's very nice. I share a room with her, not here at the station. It'd be weird if I shared a room with her here. Selena is still around. Someone asked what happened to Selena. Our company frequently does the restructuring and the kind of revamping. And when they do that, sometimes people don't make the cut. And she was last one in. And generally speaking, it's last one in, first one out when they do something like that. So it's unfortunate that it happens, but it does. I've been through 4 or 5 cuts now and somehow keep making it. Where do you live now, Elizabeth? Someone said when she used to live in Orlando. So where do you live now? No, it's cool. I don't mind talking about money. I think people that mind talking about money are people that don't earn what they make and they know it. And suits. Those are the two people that don't want to talk about money. I got no problem with it. How many likes do you have now on your podcast? Oh, I need listens. I need listens. I don't know about likes. I'm not even sure if that counts. I like ratings. Like that's good. I think if you can rate it, but listens, I needed about 400 when I started this. It doesn't update real time, so I won't know until probably tomorrow if I made it. Here's the bad part: if I don't make the 10,000, it starts back over at zero tomorrow, and I got August to try to get my 10,000 because I need it in the same month. So Dothan, Alabama. Holy cow. I worked for a company, maybe it was Circuit City, that had their corporate office in Dothan, Alabama. Maybe it was Circuit City. I don't remember if it was. It might have been. Oh, somebody wants to know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you guys are reading all these comments. Someone wants to know what's the deal with giving out parking spaces instead of room numbers. Well, here's what happened. We used to give out room numbers. Somebody thought they won a hotel room for the weekend and called our promotions manager and was like, "Where's my hotel room?" And so we stopped giving out room numbers because we didn't want any confusion. Now we give out parking spaces. Now, if you call asking where your parking space is, we'll just quit. Not radio, but we'll quit giving out stuff. Yes, Circuit City. It was Circuit City. That was like one of my early jobs in life. I am in the Windermere area. Um, what does your company do? Before I can send you my son, I need to know. No, we're not having a contest. So I'll explain it again. And this is probably going to go up on the page. So obviously with radio and podcasts, everything's tracked by number of listens. But we do like kind of a monthly reset. I'm almost at 10,000. I, because I'm needy, want recognition and I want to know how come my podcast never shows up on the featured podcast section. So to show everybody that I'm the deal, I wanted to get 10,000 this month. I'm so close to getting 10,000 this month. So I want this last couple push to go get my couple hundred that I need to get to 10,000. So then I can say, hey, look, I'm at 10,000. How come I ain't on the featured podcast section? Because I'm needy. I like totals. I'm adding that to the first time caller. Hey, he'll work there. The boy needs to get out and do some work. Yes, if I have 100 podcasts and you listen to 100, it would be 100 listens. Or if you listen to the same podcast episode, I think 5 times, it counts as five. I don't really know. Um, I just know it doesn't count just one time. You can listen to things over and over again. It's like streaming music, basically. The name of my podcast is Talking to Myself because I do talk to myself a lot. No, he does not go to school in Wildwood. He went to Windermere last year, but he is going to Florida virtual school this year. So he's going to school, I guess, right here probably because I don't want him doing it in his room. He'll be on the Xbox. Yes, if you listen again, it does count. What up, Glory? Do I like future birds? I don't know what future birds are. Should I know what future birds are? Oh, the intro song. I wrote that on the way to work one morning. Like in my head, I didn't write it because I can't drive and write at the same time. That'd be distracted driving, which I tell you guys to not do every single morning in my commercials. And needy, wanty, same thing. How did I get into radio? Um, well, I'll make this. Um, this is shaved, by the way. Someone asked me on a shave, and now that Disney's reopened, this is. I'm not taking it all off. Um, so, how to get into radio? Condensed version. I always thought I was really, really funny. I used to DJ back in college and stuff. And I used to work in the back office at Best Buy doing reports and stuff every morning. And I would hear like Howard Stern, and then locally, the Monsters on Real Radio. In fact, I think it was Russ and Bo at the time. And I'm like, you know what? I could do that. I think it'd be fun. Let me give it a shot. And so I went to this broadcasting school to check it out. And the guy told everybody that they had the pipes for radio. And I'm like, and I don't have a voice for radio. I just have technical skill. I'm super detail oriented and I'm sort of quick witted. So the voice for radio thing, whatever. But anyway, got in with this company called the Broadcast Team, which did direct marketing back in the day before internet. They used to be like the robocall. They'd invented the robocall stuff where celebrities would call you. They use it a lot during elections. Hey, this is Joe Biden. Vote for me. And just to be fair, hey, this is Donald Trump. Vote for me. So they wanted to start internet radio. This is before streaming radio. They were actually like before everything. Had they been able to stick with it, man, it'd have been like the Amazon of digital radio maybe, and we'd be rich. But it was kind of a side project for the owners of the company. So did it for about a year and a half. They paid us. It was fun and they paid us decent, but they decided they couldn't turn a profit on it. They're going to shut it down. So they shut it down. So now I'm out of any sort of radio again. But while I was working there, I worked with a guy who worked for the broadcast team, like their main company. And my wife heard a commercial for the fun and games department on Excel hiring. So I ran over there, threw in an application, and Glory, who is on here somewhere, uh, was the promotions. I think she was the manager at the time, promotions manager. Maybe she was a promotions assistant manager. I don't know what the title was because they changed that stuff a lot. But anyway, she knew of my name from her cousin who I worked with at the other company. So I think that's probably why she hired me. And then I just kind of busted butt putting up tents and learning how to do everything. So I could go from putting up tents to talking on the radio and pushing buttons on the radio. And I mean, I've done everything in that building except for sales at this point. And for whatever reason, they let me stick around. So that was the short, long story. Actually, it was not short. There's not much short about that. So I don't think you need to listen to a whole episode for it to count, but I don't know. Like it can't be like 2 seconds, I don't think. So hey, there's Glory. That's the person who hired me a long, long time ago. Well, that's Whoop Diddy Scoop Poop is Kanye West, and I think I just randomly played it one time when we had a first time caller, and everybody laughed, so I just did it every time. The lightning is making my camera outside go crazy, or there's somebody at my door. That's why I love Safe Touch. SafeTouch.com, by the way. Get the system that's best for you. It says there's a person. Let's see. There is a person. Oh, no, never mind. I was like, holy crap, there's a person on my pool deck. It was a video of me from earlier. Whoops. I was about to hit the panic button. Uh, my nose itches. My allergies are going so nutty. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. How do you tell how many people are on anymore with this? Like you used to have a number. I don't think there's a number anymore. Maybe there is. I don't know. I don't see it anywhere. Maybe I don't know. We don't record anything in the morning. We're on live. My son's playing Xbox. My wife is, I think she just went to bed. Am I worried about the hurricane? Nah, it's born and raised here. So I don't really think it's a big deal. I mean, you should worry about it, but I'm not. I didn't like Last OG. Talking about Tracy Morgan and his show. Um, I didn't like Last OG. It wasn't that funny to me. So anyway, oh, later in the morning, yeah. So when coronavirus hit and everyone was working from home, we were staying on till 11. But we look at numbers all the time. So then when people started to get back to radio listening and not as much app listening, so now we take the 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock hour and we replay it in the 10 to 11 o'clock hour, just so we can stay on. So people that don't get up early won't miss the first part on the radio, basically. Someone says they're my neighbor. Who's my neighbor? I'm not worried about her. No, hurricanes scare me, but this particular hurricane does not. Because the hurricane, yeah. Well, there's a whole bunch of at 37. Is it too late to get into radio? Um, Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's ever too late to get into radio. I think it's a lot harder to get into radio now than it used to be. Like when I first started doing on air, I was doing overnights because we were live 24/7 everywhere, but we're not as much anymore. So um, it's not that it's ever too late to get into radio. It's just it's there's not as many opportunities to get in as there used to be. Like I got in and just took a job and just kind of outworked everybody. Not to pat myself on the back, but and I mean I don't mean like you know throwing sod outworked. I mean like I made sure that I made sure everybody um that I was taken care of when I was in promotions. I made sure they had everything they needed at all times. I used to walk around with whatever Doc's favorite beer was and the mic for Johnny, like so everybody was ready to go when they needed to go. So when they left working for me, they're always like, oh, that guy's on point. So I don't have no number on the right side. Mine says live on the left side, and it just has a timer. I don't know. I don't know. Oh wait, there it is. I see it now. Gotcha. When is Jen coming on the podcast? Well, look, I'm down anytime. Now that we have the studio in the house, she could do it. I think she's a little nervous about how it works because she thinks it needs to be some sort of structure, but it doesn't. Like I just talk. Like I don't. There's very little structure. I think we have a lot of stuff we can talk about. You know, I think it'd be good for us to talk about. I mean, to take it all the way back to, we, there was a portion of our relationship where I don't think we really actually liked each other all that much. And then we got separated and then we got back together. And I think seeing how each one of us saw that situation without getting too detailed, because I ain't trying to get in no fights, uh, would be pretty interesting. I think. I don't know. We'll talk about that maybe. And my son's working on his own podcast. He's got a podcast that he is working on with one of his friends, doing video games, like gamer stuff. It's going to be called Game Time with Jaden and Zach. And we built the logo yesterday, and I think they're going to record their first like trial episode this weekend. So that's, I mean, he would do this podcast with me. He's in the other room, but then he'd have to pause his Xbox game, and God forbid he did that. What time is it? It's 10 o'clock. Holy crap, I got to go to bed. It's late. So, yes, I remember when we were separated too. It was sad. It was weird. It was fun. I had never uh, lived by myself really before until that. So that was kind of interesting. Um, but it was for the best. Did Laura and I butt heads more than Selena and I? I don't think I butt heads with anybody. We all have pretty strong opinions. Um, as long as you respect me, I don't really care what your opinion is. And I want everyone to pull their weight. As long as we do all that, there's no butting heads. Disagreements, of course. I mean, that's part of having strong personalities. I do Saturday night still, yes, by myself. Sometimes Ray jumps on for the last 2 hours. No, wait, for the first 2 hours. Yeah, for the first 2 hours. I've been on vacation, so I didn't do it for 2 nights or for 2 weeks, and so now forget. Sometimes it's me and Ray for the first 2 hours, and then just me for the end, last 2 hours. Yeah. See, here's the problem with Laura and I's dynamic is um, there's not enough time in the day for us to get through any one topic or conversation because neither one of us would ever bend and neither one of us wanted the other to have the last word. So it was fun, but it made it tough. But it was a good time. Like I love having conversations with smart people. So, oh, nah, no, I'm not playing guitar. It's first of all, it's too late at night. But second of all, I'm just not that good yet. One of those is my son's, one of those is mine. Mine is the old school looking one, that one, and that one is my son's. Yeah, mine, my son's. No guitar solo. I can only play like two songs right now anyway. By the way, sorry. What I'm here for is so you guys go listen to my podcast. I need 10,000. Let's see what I have. Yes, I have an older son. He's 25. He lives in Boston. The statue of Ray. Now, y'all, for real, I won't tell her. Y'all playing around with that statue of Ray stuff. We keep getting messages, and not from the same person, from like different people. Text to the XL Mobile, messages, tweets, whatever, saying there's a statue of Ray, and I want to say South Africa. I don't know, but they keep saying there is, and so we don't know if it's people joking, but it'd be weird that all these different people have the same joke, or if there really is a statue that looks like Ray. Nobody has sent a picture yet, though. So if anyone has seen a statue that looks like Ray in South Africa or wherever they say it is, send it. No, I don't have to get up early. Today is Friday. Yeah, the recorder. I know, Brian. I played the recorder too. Hot cross buns. Hot cross buns, dog, all day. We didn't have an option of guitar or recorder though. I totally would have took the guitar. We had to play recorder. Stupid instrument. Oh, I'm supposed to say hi to J Dog. What up, J Dog? Name my podcast is called Talking to Myself. I'm getting tired. I guess 10 o'clock is when I turn into a pumpkin on a Friday night. How sad is that? But I didn't get a nap today, so I've been up since about 2:15 this morning. So, well, I mean, I could Photoshop a statue of Ray, but I don't want to. I want to see this real statue of Ray that people keep talking about. If it really exists, I don't know if it does or not. My best marriage advice. I'll wait and we'll talk marriage with Jen on the podcast. What up? What up? Thank you for listening to every episode of my podcast. I don't even know what sancocho is. I don't like. I'm a picky eater. I eat like a child, so I don't like plantains or beans or rice. So most Caribbean, Hispanic, any of that food is kind of lost on me because I don't eat beans and rice. Oh, you're welcome. On the headphone thing. Yeah, that's how Ray said it. What's from Texas? I lived in Texas for a brief moment. Where in Texas are you at? I'm on in Texas on Saturday night, San Antonio. Do I listen to any podcast? I listen to mostly sports stuff. I'll be honest with you. I listen to sports, and then I bounce around between, um, depending on what's going on in the world and what I need to catch up on. I bounce around between Fox, CNN, and NPR because NPR at least is as close to unbiased as you can get because all Fox does is say the opposite of what CNN says. So I like to hear both sides. I do drink tequila. What's my favorite part of my job? That's different, like literally every second of every day. Even when I do the same thing over and over again, it's still different, which is cool. All right, so I am now gonna go to bed because it's 10:07. That's a tough one. My best memory. My career has been semi-successful at best. Um, let's see. I don't know what my best memory would be. I mean, they're also good. Like, I don't think I've had very many bad times in radio, honestly. Spanish food and tequila, I'll handle the pork, but I ain't gonna do no Austin, Texas. I've never been to Austin, Texas before. I've been to Dallas a lot. I love Dallas, but I've never been to Austin. No, I messed up. I told Johnny there was an extra S, and Johnny don't need no help with messing up names. So I totally dropped the ball on that one and gave him an extra S, and so he's saying ISIS, whatever it was. We know it's Isaias, but I kept saying it's Isis or something like that, and it messed him up. It's my fault. It's my fault. I threw him under the bus on that one, not on purpose. I didn't mean to. I got yelled at yesterday for saying it wrong. Not yelled at, like for real. Please, like I let someone yell at me for that. All right, so here's the deal. I'm gonna go. to sleep. We need an outro, what, to the podcast? Someone told me that, and I was going to work on one, but I kind of like that it just stops the more I listen to it. So, Philadelphia. My friend lives up in Philly. He used to live here, but he went to Temple, and now he lives up in Philly. It is a hard name to say. Like, why don't they have like Hurricane Ted? And where's Hurricane Brian, by the way? What the hell? Anyway, I'm going to go to bed because I do have to get up and do some stuff in the morning. Just not at 2:30 in the morning. Here's the deal. We got just under 2 hours for me to get 10,000 listens on my podcast. It's talking to myself on the iHeartRadio app. It's always free, or on Spotify, or on Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Search for it, Talking to Myself. Now, there's a couple other Talking to Myself. Mine's obviously with Brian Grimes. There's a little emoji guy who looks like me. But mine has way more episodes. I'm not even sure why they get to put theirs above mine, but that's neither here nor there. Again, that's me being needy. So anyway, go and listen to a bunch of episodes, and then tell your friends to listen to a bunch of episodes, and then maybe just put your phone on mute and let it play. I don't care. If you do that, you're going to be missing out on some pretty awesome stuff, but I mean, whatever. Champions Gate, that's where we stayed when a hurricane hit. See, we don't prepare for hurricanes. We put some money aside and don't buy any supplies. And if power goes out, we go find a townhouse that has power and stay there until our power comes back on. So that's where we stayed last time that we lost power for 5 days, I think it was, for a hurricane. All right. So there's the podcast link. It's in the comments for anybody. So anyway, appreciate you guys. Maybe I'll do this again next time on a Friday or something. Maybe, perhaps, because it was fun. Monday morning, we'll be back on Excel in Johnny's house. More keywords to win $1,000. So the boss man can't say I didn't try to promote some Excel stuff. And go listen to my podcast. It's called Talking to Myself. It's always free on the iHeartRadio app. Peace out.